What if I told you that the vast universe we inhabit is nothing more than a computer simulation? Crazy, right? Well, stay tuned, because today we're diving into 5 mind-blowing theories that could change everything about how we understand reality. Are you ready to have your mind blown? Let's start with the simulation theory. It suggests that our entire universe is nothing but a complex computer simulation created by a highly advanced civilization. If this were true, it would mean that everything we experience, every star in the sky, every planet, and moon, even time itself, could just be a figment of someone else's imagination. But why would anyone do this? According to the theory, our creators may have done this for their own entertainment, or perhaps to study us like we study ants in an anthill. How crazy is that? But wait, there's more. This simulation theory actually aligns with some scientific observations. For instance, we know that our universe has a speed limit, the speed of light. If our universe is simulated, it makes sense that there'd be a cap on how fast things can move within it. Think of it like a video game. The characters can only move as fast as the game allows them to. Similarly, we are limited to the speed of light in our simulated universe. Another interesting point is that our universe seems to have a beginning and might have an end. This could suggest that our universe is like a movie with a defined storyline. It has a beginning, a middle, and an end. So, could our whole existence be pre-programmed? It's a fascinating idea, isn't it? Now let's move on to the next theory that challenges our understanding of the universe. Imagine a giant cosmic car crash. That might sound like a Hollywood action movie, but it could be the fate of our very universe. Scientists believe that one day our universe will literally begin to collapse in on itself. All the galaxies will crash into each other in a cataclysmic event known as the heat death of the universe. It's like running out of energy. As the universe runs out of energy, everything would slow down, cool off, and eventually turn into a cold, dark, and lifeless soup. Our sun would become a white dwarf, Earth would turn into a barren rock, and all life as we know it would cease to exist. But here's where things get really weird. Some scientists believe that after the heat death of the universe, it could bounce back in a new Big Bang, restarting the universe and possibly creating a new cycle of life, death, and rebirth. It's like hitting replay on a cosmic scale. But what would such a Big Bang look like? According to simulations run by scientists, the second Big Bang could create not just one universe, but many. Some universes could have different physical laws, while others could have multiple Big Bangs. It's like a never-ending cosmic party. But what would happen to our universe? Would it get recycled, or would it simply cease to exist? We don't know for sure, but one thing is certain. The heat death of the universe would be a truly mind-boggling event. Now, let's move on to another puzzling phenomenon that has scientists scratching their heads. Temperature lopsidedness. When you walk into a room, do you usually feel the temperature evenly distributed around you? Well, it turns out that when you zoom out to the entire universe, the picture looks quite different. According to a recent discovery made by NASA's Chandra X-ray Observatory, the universe is lopsided when it comes to temperature. What does that mean? Well, imagine a bowl of hot soup. If you take a spoonful from the center, you'll get a nice, well-mixed sample of hot soup. But if you take a spoonful from the edge, you'll probably get a colder sample because the hot soup is mostly in the center. Now replace the soup with gas and the bowl with the universe, and you have a pretty good picture of what's going on. The team behind the Chandra X-ray Observatory has discovered that the universe is slightly colder on one side than the other, and they've ruled out several potential causes, such as the uneven distribution of matter in the universe. But there's still no definitive explanation for this cosmic temperature difference. Is it just a random fluctuation, or is there a deeper underlying cause? Who knows? But one thing's for sure. It's a cosmic mystery that has left scientists baffled. Next up, let's talk about the possible slowdown of time. Time travel is often seen as the realm of science fiction. But did you know that scientists are actually trying to figure out if time is speeding up or slowing down? Einstein's theory of general relativity tells us that time is affected by gravity. This means that time passes slower in stronger gravitational fields. But how does this relate to our everyday experience? Well, let me explain. Imagine two people, one standing on Earth and the other orbiting the planet in a spaceship. According to Einstein's theory, the person on Earth would experience time passing slightly slower than the person in space. This is because the Earth's gravity is stronger than the person in space, so time would be passing faster for the person in space. Now imagine flipping the script. What if we had a really strong gravitational field, like that of a black hole? According to Einstein's theory, time would come to a complete standstill at the event horizon of a black hole. This means that if you were to cross the event horizon of a black hole, time would effectively stop for you. But what would you see if you looked back at Earth through a telescope? According to Einstein's theory, you wouldn't see the present. Instead, you would see the past. This is because light from the past would be able to reach you since nothing can escape the gravitational pull of a black hole. So, if you wanted to communicate with the outside world, you would have to send messages back in time. Mind-bending stuff, right? But what does all this have to do with the slowdown of time? Well, some scientists believe that the slowdown of time could be an indication that we're living in a simulation. If we're in a simulation, it's possible that the programmers could change the speed of time at will. In fact, scientists have noticed that time seems to be slowing down over the course of human history. They've analyzed historical records and found that events are happening further apart in time than they used to. For example, the time between the invention of the wheel and the first airplane was much shorter than the time between the invention of the airplane and the first spacecraft. Some scientists hypothesize that this is due to the slowdown of time and that we're living in a simulation where the programmers are gradually making time pass slower. But there's another theory that suggests that time might actually be speeding up. Proponents of this theory argue that we're living in a simulation where the programmers are gradually increasing the speed of time. They point to the fact that humans have been able to accomplish more in the last 100 years than in the previous centuries combined. They argue that this is because time is passing more quickly now than it used to. So is time speeding up or slowing down? The truth is, we don't know for sure. But one thing's for certain. It's a fascinating topic that has scientists scratching their heads and debating the nature of reality itself. And finally, we come to the mind-blowing theory that black holes could reveal that our universe is a hologram. A hologram is a three-dimensional image that is projected from a two-dimensional surface. You might have seen a hologram at a music concert or in a museum. But what does this have to do with black holes? Well, some scientists believe that our universe might be a hologram projected from a two-dimensional surface, similar to how a hologram is projected from a 2D surface to a 3D space. But what evidence do we have for this crazy idea? Well, let me tell you about a bizarre phenomenon known as the black hole information paradox. According to Einstein's theory of general relativity, once something crosses the event horizon of a black hole, it can never escape. This means that any information contained in that object is lost forever. But wait a minute, doesn't that violate another law of physics? The conservation of information. This law states that information can neither be destroyed nor created, only transformed. So how can information be lost in a black hole? To resolve this paradox, some scientists have proposed that black holes aren't really black holes. Instead, they're like a screen that projects a 3D image of the universe onto a 2D surface. This means that all the information that appears to be lost in a black hole is actually stored on the 2D surface. But what evidence do we have for this holographic universe theory? Well, in 2015, researchers at the University of Cambridge used data from the European Space Agency's XMM Newton Observatory to study a black hole located 280 million light-years away. They found that the X-rays emitted by the black hole is hot swirling gas had quantum properties that could only be explained if the universe is a hologram. But not everyone is convinced. Some scientists argue that there are other ways to resolve the black hole information paradox without resorting to the holographic principle. Only time and further research will tell us which theory is correct. So there you have it. 5 mind-blowing theories that could change everything we know about the universe. From the simulation theory to the holographic principle, these theories challenge our understanding of reality and make us question the very nature of existence. Which theory was the most mind-blowing to you? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more videos. Until next time, keep thinking and stay curious.